The Stade Gilbert Brutus in Perpignan is the venue for this round 13 game in the Betfred Super League as the Catalan Dragons take on the Leeds Rhinos. The Dragons' top 8 hopes are under threat, while a win for Leeds would strengthen their grip on a top 4 place. And the Dragons' top 8 hopes under threat because of results already in this latest round in Super League. On Thursday we saw the Catalan Tigers consolidate their leadership with that 26-21 win over the Huddersfield Giants. They go on Friday, Warrington winning 40 points to 18 against St Helens. That lifted Warrington to right on the tails of the Catalan Dragons in that scrap for top 8 places. And Salford Red Devils again upsetting the odds and winning 31 points to 16 at the home of the Wigan Warriors. Coming up, Catalan Dragons against Leeds, and kicking off at 6 o'clock at Leeds Sports Village, it's the Centurions against Wakefield Trinity in just the one game on Sunday. 3 o'clock kickoff for the Widnes Vikings against Hull FC. And there is the table as it stands, with still these games to come in round 13. But Catalan Tigers already played, already got their win, and 2 points ahead. But look at that points difference they've got over the Salford Red Devils, and Hull FC in 3rd place. Leeds going into this game in 4th. Then it's Wigan, Wakefield, St Helens in 7th. Catalan Dragons occupying 8th place at the moment, but they have the Warrington Wolves right on their tails now. Huddersfield are in 10th place. Then it's Lee and the Widnes Vikings bottom of. Although a little bit windy, Catalan Dragons missing several key players going into this match. Krisnan Inu is one of them. Tony Gigot is at full-back. Vincent Dupont moves out to the wing. Ian Thornley comes in from the wing to the centres to replace the absent Inu. Braden Williame is back in the Catalan Dragons side after 3 games out. Fuad Yaha on the other wing. And Luke Walsh suspended for this game. 1 game ban for him, so Lucas Albert makes his first appearance of the season, and he is alongside Richie Myler in the halves. They will miss Luke Walsh and his goal-kicking prowess. Remy Casti captains the side. Paul Ayton, former Leeds Rhino hooker. Sam Moa, Benjamin Garcia, Louis Anderson returning after missing last week, and Greg Bird, just his 2nd game back after 7 out through injury. And on the bench for the Catalan Dragons, Julien Bousquet, Thomas Bosque, Mikel Simon and Thibaut Margalet. The coach celebrating his 40th birthday this weekend, Laurent Freysinou. And the Leeds Rhinos missing Ryan Hall and Callum Watkins on international duty. Mitch Garbett away on compassionate leave. Have Ashton Golding back at fullback, Tom Briscoe, Liam Sutcliffe, Joel Moon, Ash Handley, Danny Maguire, who captains the side, and Rob Burrow. And then in the forwards, Brad Singleton, Matt Parcell, Keith Galloway, Stevie Ward, Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Adam Cuthbertson. And on the bench for Leeds, Brett Delaney, Anthony Mullally, Jordan Lilly and 18-year-old Mikolaj Oledzki. And the coach is Brian McDermott. Teams coming out in Perpignan. And it was earlier in the afternoon a beautiful day, just clouding over ever so slightly as evening draws in. A bit of a breeze around as well. As mentioned, Leeds missing Ryan Hall, England try-scorer in their victory over Samoa earlier on today. Callum Watkins also on international duty. Mitch Garbett absent as well, but Catalan Dragons missing a few as well, so balances out perhaps.
Well, they need to get it right at home, and having been there many times, you can feel the frustration from the terraces and the crowd. You don't wait for the crowd to get behind you for you to perform well, but it certainly puts a little bit of wind in your sails. And Greg Bird, one of the leaders of this team, although he's not got the captain's armband today, there he is in your screen. He's going to play a crucial role Missed 7 weeks with an injury picked up in the Leeds game, so we'll see what contribution he makes for the Dragons this evening.
Jack Smith is the referee in Perpignan, and Leeds, who travelled out on Friday, none of this there and back in the day nonsense. More leisurely approach from the Rhinos to this game, and Paul Ayton, former Leeds Rhinos hooker, looking forward to this game. Made 47 appearances in his time at Headingley Carnegie. It'll be Leeds to get us underway.
Stay, Stevie.
Through Ashton Golding, who's back in the side. Jack Walker had his turn, but Golding returns as the game is underway in Perpignan. It's a very good kickoff. Almost caught Lucas Albert out there. Did well to get that ball and come back into play with it.
Both of these sides lost last week, so you're going to expect a response. But looking at the way Leeds Rhinos performed when they took on Huddersfield, they were beaten by 31 points to 12. You'd expect that they're probably going to be hurting for this game, knowing that they go down to the south of France, playing against a team that were beaten by Wakefield, and well and truly beaten. Catalan missed 39 tackles in that game. If they miss that many tackles in this game, it could be a big afternoon for them.
Well, starting off brightly are the Catalan Dragons, and here is Braden Williame, the Fijian centre, and showing their hand early on here. Catalan really racing out of the traps.
Going down Liam Sutcliffe's edge. He's playing in the centre this afternoon. Be a good battle between him and Williame.
Casti was waiting for that ball. Louis Anderson provided the pass. Play continued. Myler with a little chip kick to the corner, and Vincent Dupont catches it, but Williame can't take it any further than that, and that'll be the turnover, and Leeds survive, and that's a blistering start from Catalan.
It's a good opening set, isn't it? To go 95 metres, to ask some questions, to choose to go short side, test Leeds Rhinos' honesty in defence. If any of those players are switching up, Samoa already, the intent in which he's carrying the ball, along with Greg Bird, 2 players to watch today.
Cuthbertson, good run from him, bouncing off the first couple of defenders, and Leeds up to the 40-metre line, so it's good response from the Rhinos after that opening from the Catalan Dragons.
Did you see Greg Bird then
come flying out the line looking for Singleton?
Well, him in his sights then.
Singleton, of course, suspended for 6 games after his tackle on Greg Bird when the sides met at Headingley in March. Put Greg Bird out of that game. And that ball is hoisted high, and Gigot comes for it and claims it well, and I think you could see from the way Gigot hesitated there the effect the wind might be having on this game. That kick obviously hanging in the air.
Well, he was a consistent performer last year, Tony Gigot. If his first touch is good in games, normally his confidence builds as the game goes on. But Catalan, you look at Paul Ayton up against his former club, and that'll be an interesting battle as well, won't it, between him and Matt Parcell.
Bird left Singleton on the floor there. He'll have enjoyed that, as well as Ayton drops it off to Gigot. Gigot gets it away to Lucas Albert, this patient scrum half, you'd have to say, half-back, 18 years of age, just making his first appearance of the season. Little kick through the middle. Golding comes to meet it on the bounce and goes round the outside. Ashton Golding takes some stopping.
He'll feel the pressure. Jack Walker came in for 2 games, performed really well, so he'll want a good afternoon. Ashton Golding offers a lot in attack and defence, but he's got some ground to make up on the young fella.
Lively start here. There's a player down. It is Greg Bird.
Lucas, 10 metres.
Well, you never normally see Greg Bird just on the floor like that. He's been outstanding this year. He's the calming influence on the side. Tom Briscoe gets out, he just gets his head in the wrong spot. He's got to get his head to the right-hand side. But Tony Gigot here, look at that. He's under pressure from Stevie Ward. He catches it, and as soon as he gets it in his hands, he drops to the ground. So he's not going to be dominated, he's not going to be hit. And then maybe an error force from him, from Joel Moon, who's
got a front there, Greg Bird. It looked, when I watched it, because you're right, his head was on the wrong side. On a right shoulder tackle, his head should have been the opposite side, and it looks like he's caught a stray forearm or elbow, and there's a little bit of red sweat already.
It has been a busy start to this game. Just 3 Just over 3 minutes gone, and it's been blistering stuff, hasn't it?
He throws himself into everything, Greg Bird. You can see the scars on his face from previous games, previous battles.
Oh, dear me.
It's a nasty one, isn't it?
That's going to puff up as well, isn't it?
I think it looks, we're only trying to second guess, but it looks a small one, but it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's obviously going to alter the way that he views the game. He's squinting a little bit.
Well, it's going to be a decent strapping, isn't it? Over his eye to cover it. It's right at the corner of the eye, so imagine the strapping when he comes back on. You can see, look, his head needs to be on the right-hand side of Tom Briscoe's hip. He gets it in the wrong spot. There's nothing wrong with the carry from Tom Briscoe, but Greg Bird, once he's committed, he planted his feet. It was just the wrong technique.
Only came back last weekend after that injury he had, and just was maybe finding his feet back in that game against Wakefield, and was hoping for a big game against Leeds, obviously because of what happened last time. It's lasted just over 3 minutes for him, so he'll be hoping, Catalan will be hoping they can get him back on the field. Leeds, meanwhile, in possession. Burrow, Cuthbertson, Burrow on the run around. Good movement from the Rhinos, and Handley back in field to Moon, and Moon put the brakes on well and reacted quickly to scoop that loose ball up. It's the last tackle coming up. Maguire hoists that kick on, it's claimed and dotted down, and Sutcliffe gets the first try of the game. And what a kick it was, what a precision kick from the man in the middle there, Danny Maguire, and Liam Sutcliffe climbed highest of them all to get his third try of the season.
Well, it's a perfect kick, right into the spot. You see it just at the side of the post. A lovely leap from Liam Sutcliffe. He's been out for 3 weeks, come back into the side, asked to play in the right centre. I've always liked the look of Liam Sutcliffe in the right centre. He's got a good, strong running game, and of course, used his height to perfection there. Good try.
So a few minutes of real setbacks for the Catalan Dragons there, with Bird going off the field, disrupting them, and then Leeds capitalising with a really well-constructed try, finished off by Liam Sutcliffe, making his first appearance since Good Friday, and he's got the job of trying to improve on that, and he'll fancy his chances. He kicked 9 from 9 when Leeds beat the Catalan Dragons 46-10 at Headingley Carnegie in March. So odds on that he will improve on this. 23 goals to his name already this season, and this to give the Leeds Rhinos the perfect start. Sutcliffe on target. The Rhinos supporters that end of the ground very happy with what they've seen so far from their side.
Well, it's an excellent kick to that man. Played back row standoff this year, and he's a player that's got an awful lot of ability, just backed himself in the air. But Leeds Rhinos, they shifted the ball to the left. Ash Handley thought he had an opportunity on the outside from the pass from Joel Moon, but then it was the kick that set up that try. Well, Leeds Rhinos coming over to the south of France, they certainly want to play, they certainly want to get stuck into a Catalan side that surely are going to be physical.
Catalan have won 3 of the last 4 meetings against Leeds, including the last 2 at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. So Leeds' recent form at this ground, not the best, but their start in this game certainly up there with the best.
Well, that was a hefty challenge again on Brad Singleton. I think we're going to be mentioning his name. Greg Bird will probably take personally what happened to him. Of course, there was a 6-match suspension for Singleton, but he'll want to get on with his day's work. As we've mentioned, a good start for the Rhinos, right in front of that at the back of the sticks where all the home fans are. Over 1,000 people travelled over from Leeds.
Gigot returns that ball after Maguire put the kick in, and Catalan obviously unsettled by losing Greg Bird so early on. Just seems to be that air about them at the moment. They were unsettled last week against Wakefield. They had 3 players sin bin, including that man, Fuad Yaha, really got rattled.
Well, that's it, isn't it? If you get into the faces, you rattle them, you put them behind on the scoreboard, anything can happen. They certainly play with an awful lot of passion as they get the first penalty of the game.
Leeds just trying to hold things up there as Benjamin Garcia was trying to get to his feet to play the ball.
Yeah, he's a good player, Benjamin Garcia. So powerful. The majority of his 73 appearances for Catalan have been on the bench. He's so powerful. When he comes on, he makes an impact. Richie Myler now going to hopefully come up with some big plays as Benjamin Garcia takes a big shot.
Paul Ayton pointing the way. Here is Sam Moa.
Surrender!
And
Stand to hold
Ayton up against his former club, former Yorkshire resident, the PNG international, and bursting through is Louis Anderson, heading for the posts is Louis Anderson. He is back in the side in his 10th Super League season, still running hard, fast and strong, Louis Anderson, and he gets the Catalan Dragons on the board with his 5th try of the season.
Well, they're going upstairs to see if there's any obstruction. I don't think there's obstruction here. You can see when Louis Anderson gets the ball, he's in the clear. There's no Catalan player running through, impeding anybody. You could say that Remy Casti maybe touched somebody, but he's not impeded the defender. It just seemed to open up the gap. When Catalan took the ball at the line, all of a sudden Leeds Rhinos, some of them bit in, some of them went out. There was big space for that man.
Jack Smith, the referee, just wanting the video ref, Robert Hicks, to clarify that. And Tony Gigo with the ball and the kicking tee all lined up. Everybody seeming to think that the decision is going to go the Catalan Dragons' way.
I can't see it being turned down. You can see that Richie Myler's the first man. He goes at the line, and all of a sudden, Remy Casti goes through. Remy Casti runs through the line. He doesn't impede anybody. There's no problem with this try.
Well, he does impede Matt Parcell, but as Matt Parcell, well, he stops him.
Tackle, does he?
He takes him out, but it doesn't affect the try. That's the point I want to make. To the letter of the law, he does impede Matt Parcell, but Matt Parcell, for me, he's never going to get anywhere near either Albert, who passes the ball, or Louis Anderson that scores the try.
Well, there's Albert.
Sorry, Bill. Matt Parcell, the man who was apparently taken out, he actually gets.
He takes him out.
He gets to Louis Anderson here. Look, he's there. He doesn't stop him from scoring the try.
No, because maybe the referee or the video ref, Robert Hicks, thinks he may well have got there if he wasn't.
Well, they're having a good look at it, and the try is eventually awarded. After all that,
that was the question mark. That was the question mark. And take a look at it. Quickly move on. The try scored.
Hang on. This is brewing already. We haven't had 10 minutes yet. You two are at it.
I just don't think he was impeded, because obviously he got to Louis Anderson.
The try is awarded. It's Louis Anderson's try. Tony Gigo adds 2 more points. The score's a level.
This was too easy, this, for Catalan. You can see the ball from the youngster, Lucas Albert, the man who's come in and been tasked with the job of taking over from Luke Walsh. It just opened up. Louis Anderson, the good footwork that he's got, steps off his left foot, beats a couple of Leeds Rhinos defenders, and scores what looked like a simple try.
Well, Louis Anderson in good try-scoring form at the moment. He got 2 against Wigan in defeat a couple of weeks ago, so he's on the score sheet again, and that's his 5th of the season. And here is Julian Bousquet. Was that a bit ominous for the Leeds Rhinos, the ease with which Catalan were able to? It was
a good setup. Lucas Albert does have a point to prove. Wants to prove to anybody that cares to take attention that, hey, I'm a solid player, solid performer. I did the job last year, and although that Walsh is the big money signing, give me a crack.
Remy Casti hopping there for a moment as Cuthbertson got a hold of a leg. And here come the Catalan Dragons again with Garcia just inside his own half. Myler for Sam Moa. 2 former Roosters players in the front row for the Catalan Dragons, of course, in Sam Moa and Remy Casti, who had a brief spell there. Golding across to claim that high kick. And then Casti is there with the follow-up tackle.
Well taken from the youngster. He's full-back in the opening 10 games for the Rhinos, and every game seemed to get better. His confidence grew, deals with those high kicks. Defensively, he's sound as well.
Here's Ash Handley. Sniping run from the winger. Talk of sniping runs, there's nobody better at that than Rob Burrow, and he sets Stevie Ward away, and Ward strong for the Rhinos. Burrow now. Cuthbertson. Keith Galloway.
That's what Cuthbertson has over the majority of the forwards on the pitch. He's got lovely hands. Could cause problems this afternoon. Another high kick.
The last one did the trick for Leeds, but Dupont is underneath it, and Dupont manages to resist the tackles of Briscoe and Maguire. Gigo away from the first.
It's an excellent kick, isn't it, into the corner?
And it's an interesting selection as well, to put Dupont, normally a centre, Thornley in the centre, who's played the majority of this season on the wing. I can only think that's tactical to try and counteract what's going on the right edge for Leeds.
Catalan struggling to make progress in the face of some good Leeds defence here. Here is Paul Ayton having a good season, which is good news for him after a pretty miserable 2016 when he suffered so many injuries. Is this a 40-20 attempt? Handley is back to make sure it doesn't come off for the Catalan Dragons.
Well, it's a big kick for Catalan because they were tested then from Leeds Rhinos. The first carry, they were caught in the corner then. Tony Gigo goes blindside, closed the play down. Leeds Rhinos getting in the faces. And speaking about getting in the faces, what about that hit from Remy Casti and Busquets?
Casti making his 35th consecutive appearance. That's a great achievement, because he's a no-nonsense, no-holds-barred prop forward who is penalised.
Well, he runs hard, he hits hard, and he is one of those players, Bill, certainly me and you agree on this, he's got incrementally better each time he's worn a Catalan shirt.
249 times he's done that for the Catalan Dragons. Maguire pushes that penalty upfield for the Rhinos. They'll be glad of that. 6 points apiece at the start. Gilbert Brutus, a lively start to this game. Catalan already losing the influential Greg Bird to an eye problem. Here is Keith Galloway.
Spotted some space behind the play, the ball then. The former Australian international.
Burrow now. Golding. Golding unable to get the pass away to Joel Moon. Now in the middle of the field with Singleton. Only about 8 metres out. And Parcell going for it, and he is stopped in his tracks by Garcia and Albert. That's the 5th tackle. Now then, what will they come up with? Is with Cuthbertson. Maguire, they're running it this time. Golding, the space opens up for the fullback. He's lost the ball. The ball was lost forwards with the line in sight, and Ash Golding thumps the ground in frustration.
Was it Braden Williami who first of all gets caught out, and then Vince Dupont comes in, lunges with his foot, yeah.
But he's bombed that, Ashton Golding, no matter what happened in defence for Catalan. He had the try line at his mercy. 2 attackers versus 1 defender, and players will practice that from 8, 9, 10 years of age to try and get it right on a big stage like that was then.
What was Dupont?
Well, sometimes he's got that in his game, hasn't he? He was left high and dry. Braden Williami, he was the player that shot in. He was left in space, and all of a sudden that lunge, lucky not to get penalised then.
Well, Catalan survive, and immediately they're on the attack. They've made some good yards this set. 4 tackles gone. Now with Myler, Sam Moa, straight into the heart of the Leeds defenders. Singleton with the tackle. Lucas Albert puts a little grubber kick in, and Golding down at the other end of the field now courageously gets the ball away to Handley, and Handley looks to counter-attack.
Nice link up between the fullback and the winger, and the fullback comes in. 2 players, and they gained 20 metres and a penalty.
Richie Myler here. He's the man who's been penalised for picking up Ash Golding.
Myler must have been the ball.
Yeah, on the counter. He just picks him up, gets underneath him, puts him in a, well, the referee says, an awkward position.
Well, Jack Smith indicating there was tip, but he didn't quite tip, did he? But I suppose that's just a few seconds in that. Yeah, it could have been.
Erring on the side of caution, the referee. Certainly that type of tackle, you don't see it too much in the modern game, and if you do, it tends to get penalised.
Jamie Jones Buchanan takes the tackle. Leeds well placed at the moment with Cuthbertson.
Hasn't he looked good this year, Adam Cuthbertson? 40 for 8 offloads, back to what he was doing back in 2015.
Burrow trying to weave his way through, but his former teammate Paul Ayton is wise to his ways and makes the tackle. 10 metres out, right in front of those posts. Another penalty. And Catalan accused of delaying proceedings there. Surely take the two.
Well, Rob Burrow, that's the second penalty he's earned this side. He's electric. People are terrified of playing against him.
Singleton. Casti gets a hold of him, but he almost managed to worm his way towards the try line. Parcell away to Maguire. Jamie Jones Buchanan. The ball almost squirting out of his hands.
They're going to get some joy out there. That's the second time Braden Williams left some space on the edge.
Parcell, Galloway. Fancy footwork from him, then back to Parcell, to Burrow, to Ward. Ward to Moon. Moon going for it. Oh, the flick pass, but he'd run out of room. I don't think he quite realised how close he was to the sideline there.
Oh, early on, it looked a little bit flat. Rob Burrow, the diminutive Rob Burrow, he's always going to cause problems, and defenders are just trying to grab hold of him rather than put a hefty challenge on him. And it was a right to left shift. It was a little bit flat, and you always felt that Catalan had it completely under control. And it was a wild offload from Moon, playing in the centre. Done a good job in the halves, while Leeds have been trying to search some rhythm. But a more familiar look to the back line this afternoon for Leeds. Moon in the centre, Maguire and Burrow at 6 and 7.
Just wait, Lucas.
Richie Myler just having another word with the referee, presumably about that tackle and his interpretation of it, but it's gone. They've got to get on with it. But Catalan, talk about trying to improve their discipline.
Well, just focus on the things you need to focus on. It's quite hard not to tackle Rob Burrow high, because he's 5 foot and a little bit, and it's just a case of getting your technique right on him.
And Catalan get the penalty. It was offside that the referee spotted, and Leeds marched back.
Well, we saw last night on Sky Sports when Warrington in the second half just turned the tables on Saints, and they were getting off the line, they were getting into the right line, and all of a sudden Saints making a couple of mistakes which the opposition capitalised on.
Leeds looking to bounce back after that defeat last time out by the Huddersfield Giants, who was, given their recent form, it was one of their less impressive performances, certainly in the eyes of the coach. And Brian McDermott looking for better from his side this week. But they're defending at the moment, and here is Myler. Myler to Lucas Albert. Albert, tackled by Moon. That was a strange play, the ball. Here is Casti. Casti brought down by Brett Delaney. Delaney off the bench, and Catalan once more. And it's Gigo, and Gigo dunning his way through under the post, and the fullback gets the second try of the game for the Catalan Dragons, and that is what Tony Gigo can do to you. This mercurial fullback gets his 5th try of the season. And Leeds Rhinos again on that right-hand side.
They've been broken down, but the referee wants to take a look. He thinks he's spotted an obstruction in the build-up to this try. Lucas Albert taking the defensive line on the opposite side. Tony Gigo out of the back. Has fancy feet, finds his way over the try line, but is there an obstruction in the build-up?
No, I don't think this is a try now. Jamie Jones Buchanan, he gets obstructed, he gets bumped from the big 18-stone prop forward, Julian Busquet. That's no try for me.
Well, Robert Hicks has had a very quick look at that, and the try is refused. And Tony Gigo will be furious about that, but his big front row colleague put his considerable bulk in the way there, and Gigo is denied. There is Greg Bird, spitting blood. Bashed up early on.
Well, it looks like he's not just caught it around the eye, he's caught one around the chops as well, hasn't he?
I wonder if we'll see the 33-year-old loose forward back signed on a 5-year deal by the Catalan Dragons, 3 years as a player and then 2 for coaching. Or was it the other way around, 2 playing, 3 coaching?
Well, the best of Greg Bird, and we've already seen it back in February in that magnificent victory, hard-fought victory over in Hull. The best of Greg Bird is enough to influence these Dragons players in the positive manner. Hope it's not a recurrence of that jaw injury that kept him out.
6 points apiece then. Gigot try denied. Maguire hoists the kick. It's worked once, but Dupont claims that. Was he tackled in the air? The referee had a good view of that, said nothing doing. So Catalan are going to have to work this ball out now, and Leeds will try and keep them pinned down at that end of the field.
And that's better, Tony Gigot, on that occasion, choosing to go in field and open the play up. So then the man who's going behind dummy half, Paul Ayton, he can either pass it left or right. Splits the defenders, and they're not so condensed.
Lucas Albert trying some footwork there, a little shuffle from the young man, but Leeds didn't fall for that.
He's got good balance, but he's strong and powerful. For a half-back, he's not afraid to take the line on. Different than Walsh, who likes to play behind the line a little bit. He takes contact, Albert.
5 tackles gone, and Myler shaped to kick. Gigot is in support this time. Myler looking for support that side. Oh, the pass is deflected. It's picked up by Briscoe, and Leeds will counter. No, they won't. The referee will bring him back and give head and feed to the Catalan Dragons.
Yeah, it's a knock-on, isn't it, from Tom Briscoe, who by his own standards has had a quiet year, but watch Richie Myler when he gets this. He can spot Danny Maguire. He just backs off, starts rocking on his heels, and then Richie Myler thinks, yeah, I'm going to go for it. He had a man on the inside as well. I'm not so sure whether it would have been a clean pass. Tony Gigot with his arms out wide. He thought that he was in space. He had the pace to go and score that try.
I think what we couldn't see there was that Goulding was bang in front of Gigot.
Yeah. And the 2 fullbacks, very similar, very good support players, and fullbacks in the main will patrol that middle channel. Even if a break is made on the edge, they'll try and stay in the middle channel, hoping to pick up some scraps and ultimately a try.
Leeds survive that one, but concede the scrum, and can Catalan capitalise this time? Mikel Simon is tackled about 5 metres out. Myler. Here is Gigot again. Oh, the ball is batted down. It is picked up by Maguire, and the referee will let play go on. Maguire is away. Fouad Yaha coming across, and Yaha will make the tackle, and Maguire loses the ball, and Busquets picks it up, and then the referee says we're going to go all the way back field.
Yaha do well to get across the other side.
Danny Maguire is not the fast-paced halfback he was many years ago, but I thought he might have enough gas to outstrip the chasing defenders from the Catalan Dragons. The ball goes on the floor. Now the question is, did Liam Sutcliffe help it on its way? Does enough there to get away from Willie Army. Fouad Yaha doing his best to cut the player down.
Willie Army loses his feet far too early. He was closing him down, and it's like a desperation in the lunge, but that's a good tackle from Yaha. He came across from the opposite side of the pitch to prevent Danny Maguire scoring this try. If he wasn't there, certain try of this.
Well, I know the most grateful man that this whistle is blown here, and it's the guy that picks the ball up. The bus. He would have had a long way to run.
Catalan players catching their breath and making their way back to the site of that knock-on. Maguire.
Well, Leeds didn't help it on its way. I think that was the question that Jack Smith was looking at. Was there a knock-on by Liam Sutcliffe? No, there wasn't. And Leeds gained the advantage. But a bit of something to get excited about.
Danny Maguire looks to have gained a bang on the shoulder there. And then Catalan are penalised for a scrum offence.
Well, Jack Smith penalising the Catalan side. Same at the binding. Was it not binding? You can just see it broke. Quick. Yeah, it brought to easy Michael Simon.
First move.
So Catalan concede another penalty. Here's Mullally, and Mullally runs into some solid defending from Braden Williami. Simon is there as well. Here is Stevie Ward.
Good spot from Parcell. He spotted it William, who was involved in that hit with Mullally. So he went blindside and targeted him. Wow! He's hit a gymnast.
Maguire, he didn't have a sore shoulder before. He's probably got one now after that.
He did fully a cartwheel.
Brett Delaney plays the ball, but Leeds coming strong again. Moon steps in field, gets the pass away. Oh, look at that from Jamie Jones. Knee work from him. Here is Golding. Golding puts a lovely little kick in, and across sweeps Gigo to deal with that one ever so well.
A couple of pieces of skill. The first one from Samoa with that hit. The next one from Jamie Jones Buchanan. But again, you let them off the hook. Here it goes. Look at that. He's come up with a couple over the last few weeks. Not only does he run the ball in hard, he tackles hard as well. Legal hit, and that's what you want from your front rower, the intimidator.
Sam Moore, he's only a short, stocky player, 5'9", 5'10", but he hits hard and really gets his shoulder underneath the ball. And Danny Maguire, as I say, nearly did a somersault then.
Oh, Mikael Simon gets the pass away to Paul Ayton, and Ayton weaving forwards, and Moon and Jamie Jones Buchanan make the tackle. It's a real end-to-end stuff here, no shortage of activity. Remy Casti withstands the challenge from JJB. Paul Ayton off again. Myler and Mullally and Delaney get a hold of him. 6 points apiece. Catalan with a try denied. Here is Simon again looking to offload, but this time Leeds deny him that opportunity. Ayton, Myler waiting for it. On it goes, and they are over again, and it's Busquets. Is he the try? Oh, not again. Another one. Dear me. This time, referee says we've got a try, but what's the problem this time?
Leeds are struggling on the right side, aren't they?
Is this obstruction again?
I didn't think it on first glance.
No.
I think that's a bad read. That's a misread from Stevie Ward, I think.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. The run, Richie Myler goes at the line, Samoa goes to go through the line, but Stevie Ward, like Barry says, he commits to taking Samoa down. He thinks he's going to be the lead runner that comes on a short ball. He steps off his right foot, he steps into him, then all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1. And again, that space, that right edge for Leeds will be concerning Brian McDermott, the coach.
Still looking. Robert Hicks is the video ref.
His eyes give it up, Stevie Ward. He's looking at Richie Myler, he's looking at the ball carrier. Look, when he goes at the line, watch his head. He's looking at the ball carrier, he looks at Samoa. He's the man who goes into him. That's a poor defensive read.
And it's a good try. Penalised.
No, it's a good try. Like, you spend hours and hours running through training sessions and setting up field play. This must be a try.
I've got a feeling this is going to be... It is a try. I thought it was going to be declined.
Edged your bets then, didn't you? I've got a feeling it's going to be...
Leave it long enough.
Well, the bus gets over.
Well, that's ironic because the previous try was denied because of Julian Busquets' involvement.
Correct. I'm going to spoil it for you, but I'm going to have one for myself. Julian Busquets profits from a nice bit of set-up play. And you're right, whenever Catalan Dragons are in the 20 and Leeds Rhinos are defending their own line, either a lack of communication or a lack of trust, as different players probably reading different agendas. You're either up and out or up and in, but you all have to do the same thing.
Gigo will be furious about that. His try denied, and his big teammates gets the try. Gigo puts all the fancy footwork on, and the bus just trundles through the gap.
Well, it must have been a big gap for the big 18-stone front rower to go through. Again, just look too simple, didn't it? And I'm sure that as the game goes on, any time that Catalan get the field position, they're going to be targeting Leeds' right-hand side. And you could see that Tony Gigo having a word with the referee, Jack Smith, saying, what, you go into the video referee yet again?
Well, they want to be careful about that sort of approach to a match official, because judging by the way Luke Walsh got banned, the disciplinary are not in the mood to put up with that.
No, and quite right. You've got to get on with the job in hand. And Villa talked about the atmosphere. Especially at Catalan, the atmosphere can have such an influential bearing on a game. If the Dragons aren't playing well, the crowd get on top of them, then you know you're in for a difficult afternoon, and you see a little bit of impatience from the players because of that. But they're right behind the side at the minute. They're in front on the scoreboard, and it's a tremendous atmosphere.
Good carry from Michael Simon. Leeds are going to be worried. They've had a no try. Go for them, and obviously the break from Myler, so it could have been another 2 tries in Catalan's favour.
Go last.
On the last, and Lucas Albert stabs a little grubber kick in and into the court. It's a good kick that is, and Handley has got work to do, can't get out of trouble. Thornley makes sure.
Brilliant kick. I think he's got such potential, Lucas Albert. Very physical, very robust for an half-back, but on that occasion, I think he assessed the situation perfectly, just dabbed the ball virtually onto the try line, and Ash Hanley had no chance of getting out because it was a good kick chase.
Catalan, not that secure at home. There was a time when you'd fancy them just because it was a home game, but they've won just 3 of the last 10 home matches. They beat Salford last time out with a really impressive performance, and look what Salford did to the admittedly injury-hit Wigan Warriors on Friday night.
We have to start paying Salford some credit at some point, don't they? They keep turning up, they keep getting those victories, and Ian Watson and his team are a formidable side to handle.
They've got Hulkingston Rovers in the cup coming up, and what's the referee spotted here?
Knock on from Michael Simon. They had good setup, they had good shape either side of the ruck. You can tell they look fresh when they've got the ball. They've not been asked to do much in defence, not near their own try line for quite a long time.
I think he's been good since he came back and returned to the Dragons. He had that spell with Trinity, comes off the bench in most games and makes quite an impact.
Ball in, Rob.
So head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos after that knock on by Mikel Simon, and here is Handley.
Move, Paul, 10 metres.
But while they were brilliant against Salford and won that game convincingly, you think about their performance against Widnes when they blew a 14-0 lead, had to settle for a draw, lost at home to Wakefield as well, so they're not as dominant at home as they used to be.
Well, if you go back to last June, they've lost 17 of 25 matches. That's not good enough for the side that you look on the team sheet. It is a formidable side on paper.
But missing some key performers going into this one. Walsh suspended, Inu, Porro, Bicchieri, Burgess, Broughton, all absent.
Well, consistency from Jack Smith.
Time off.
There's a bit of a fumble from Anthony Mullally at the play of the ball, and Jack Smith blows the whistle, hands the advantage back to the Dragons. Played well in recent weeks, Anthony Mullally, doing his best to find his front, gets put onto his back, and in the struggle to play the ball quickly, loses grasp and control.
Is there a bit of a fumbling there?
Yeah, he lost French. That ball, didn't he?
Oh, I thought there was some French fumbling going on, but obviously not. And the referee wants that scrum fed again.
In these areas, you just got to make sure that you're clinical. When you go into ground and you're setting the play up.
Adam Cuthbertson was having a cuddle.
He was trying to bind Paul Ayton into the scrum, wasn't he? Was it?
I think it was Albert who was having a cuddle with him.
Albert, yeah.
What's French for cuddle?
Move, Jamie!
Cuddle.
Here is Gigo and Benjamin Garcia back at the club, of course, after his spell in the NRL. Paul Ayton, Myler and Catalan giving their big guys plenty of work to do as they take it upfield.
Richie Myler is in total control of this game. He's pushing his big forwards out of the way, pushed Remy Casti out of the way, told him where he wants him again. Every play in this set, he's had the ball.
Outside.
He's directing his troops. He's taken over from Luke Walsh. What a kick.
Well, it's right into the corner, and Leeds now have to bring it all the way back upfield and quick play the ball.
Well, that's what they need as well, isn't it?
Two,
Trap
play
near
the
their own
ball.
line. They needed that. They need some energy, the Rhinos. Look how many players are on the other side of the pitch, away from the ball. They're not options at the minute.
Burrow looks to the referee for a penalty there, and
So did Golding.
Golding tried. But Moon now, they've kept the momentum going, but 4 tackles gone. Cuthbertson, this is dangerous for the Catalan Dragons, but they just managed to scramble to make the tackle on Ward. Leeds on the last now. They're running it. Little kick ahead from Sutcliffe, and Gigot fields it, and Gigot will counter until Moon gets a hold of him.
A very pacey set of 6 from Leeds. 2 and 3 second play the balls consistently. It was a bit of an end to the set that was a rushed end to the set. And the Dragons are handling what Leeds are throwing at them.
But that was the quickest set of 6
Yeah.
from the Leeds Rhinos in this game. Real pace about it.
A quick play the ball is probably about 6 seconds, a slow one 8 to 10. But there were 2 or 3 second play the balls pretty much all the way through that 6 then. That's why the defensive line of the Dragons wasn't back in time.
Half an hour gone, and Mikel Simon is held, says the referee. He certainly was, by Cuthbertson, and Myler again puts the kick in, and that one out on the full, I thought.
Well, there was nothing in it, was there?
Leeds appealing there.
Yeah, well, Tom Briscoe saying to the referee, Jack Smith, that he thought that the ball went out on the full. Well, there's not much space that Richie Myler's got to deal with here, and when he lofts that ball in the air, he keeps it low.
Well,
It looks as if it's out on the full.
And you could see the reaction of Tom Briscoe straight away. He's turned down and started clapping.
Well, I think the stand in front of where that ball bounced, in unison all said, play on.
The Tribune.
It is fine.
And it would have been the touch judge that gave the referee that call. Because the touch judge, he run down the sideline, he put his flag in the air.
Well, we're in the hands of the host broadcasters, so the only shots we've seen have been from a not particularly helpful angle, shall we put it that way?
Well, that's 30 metres that they've managed to get freely that they shouldn't have got, but that's what Leeds Rhinos do. Every time they shift the ball over to the likes of Joel Moon and Ash Hanley, it looks quick, it looks pacey. That's where they could trouble the Catalan Dragons.
Half an hour gone, 12-6, the scoreline. Really lively game. Golding, now is that another penalty? It is.
It's another form of tip tackle, and that certainly wasn't an embrace from Paul Ayton on his former teammate. And incidentally, the French for cuddle is embrace.
Very good homework. So Leeds get the penalty, and that allows them to push down the field and look for a way through this Catalan Dragons defence. So far, just the one success for the Rhinos. Liam Sutcliffe's try from a Danny Maguire kick early on in the game. Here is Delaney, Parcell, Moon always threatening Joel Moon. But Catalan managed to stop his progress. Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Rob Burrow now. Burrow short ball finds Cuthbertson, and Cuthbertson, the pass was forward.
He was just held up for a bit too long from Rob Burrow. He tries to get a one-on-one with that man, Adam Cuthbertson. He goes at the line. He's looking to fix a defender, make sure that he just isolates one other man on his outside shoulder, so the big man, Adam Cuthbertson, can run over the top of him or at least go into contact and offload the ball.
I can only assume, and Rob Burrow's a very experienced halfback, he's trying to set field position for the next play. In other words, get to middle, let's have a play the ball at middle, then we've got options left and right, but execution was poor on that occasion.
Once again, Leeds getting into good territorial zones, but not able to convert that into pressure.
It looks like they've just let them off the hook a few times. And when they've been down here, they've been nice and tight. They give a couple of penalties away as well.
And that's been the difference. Whenever Catalan have been at the opposite end of the field, they've had a couple of tries scratched off, but my word, they've tested their opposition.
Myler almost bursting through.
Wasn't that a good ball from Samoa, just tipping the ball on, no one was expecting it.
And here's Busquets now, and that's a penalty.
And that's what I said before, Bill. They're letting them off the hook. So this is the back end of the set, where Catalan have really struggled and had to work hard to carry the ball forward. They get near the halfway, and they give a penalty away.
Ball steal.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, Leeds Rhinos will find themselves from defending near Catalan's line. They've got another set of 6, just 30 metres from their own line.
12-6 the scoreline. Leeds don't need to concede just before half-time now. 12-6 is manageable for the Rhinos. But they don't want to let Catalan get away. But Catalan could, because Braden Williame is through. And is this going to be awarded straight away? Looks like Jack Smith has decided that's fair play. And Braden Williame back in the side after 3 games out. Gets his 6th try of the season to go with the try he got at Leeds earlier in the campaign.
Well, the former Manly star, he scores the try, but look at the movement from Richie Myler, the number 7, he goes around the back. And you can see Danny Maguire, he's thinking that the ball's going to go out of the back. It's going to pick up Myler, and all of a sudden he loses sight of where Braden Williame is. But again, struggling. The communication on the right edge for Leeds Rhinos isn't good enough.
Well, they're being peppered on that side, Leeds, but I'm going to applaud Julian Busquets. We said that he has improved. Every time he's put that jersey on, he's done his job, he's learned his trade, and on that occasion, rather than use brawn, he's used his brain. It was a lovely short pass to Williame, and he can outfight you, and he's proven that he can outthink you as well.
Just what Leeds didn't need with half-time approaching. Another Catalan Dragons try. And this one scored by their close season signing, the former Parramatta Eels and Manly man, Braden Williame, Fijian international. But can be a bit erratic, can't he? We've seen already, but no error there from the Catalan Dragons. And Gigot, who's got the kicking duties in the absence of the suspended Luke Walsh. And what an act that is to follow. Walsh with an 87% success rate so far this season. Gigot has missed with that one. And Catalan content, I should imagine, with what they've got at the moment from the first half.
Well, that's beautiful stuff. We've seen a couple of occasions, Sam Moore as well, using that short pass. And let's not forget Greg Bird, who we said right at the beginning of this match would be influential. And he would have his hands on the ball, he would set the pace of the game, the tone of the game, the temperament of the game. Well, he's had virtually no time on the pitch, and the Dragons are still in front on the scoreboard, 16 points to 6.
It's all state.
Leeds resume and possibly ruining their missed opportunities. Ashton Golding in particular with that one, where the ball slipped from his grasp with the try line at his mercy.
He carries the ball well, Samoa. He picks out one man, he goes straight and hard. As soon as he hits, he bumps, he drops to the ground. The next play is going to be a win. And then all the big juggernauts just keep on rolling forward.
Hold.
Thornley plays the ball, had a spell at Leeds, but it was rugby union he was playing at that point in his career. He's been around a bit, and Catalan looking for more with Gigot. And Myler now. Myler, little kick ahead, and Briscoe. Good hands from Tom Briscoe, and good footwork as well to get away from the first challenge, but no getting away from the follow-up, which was Mikel Simon. Here is Golding now.
Couple of plays for Catalan going straight from the ruck, from the dummy half. Couple of slow retreaters. Look at some of the Leeds Rhinos plays. The body language doesn't look good. Swarming the south of France. See some of the bigger forwards are struggling.
Burrow, sniping run across the field from Burrow. Brought down eventually by The busy Busquets.
He's a busy boss today, isn't he?
Leeds, can they get something in the closing minutes of this first half? The kick from Maguire is a cross field and it's Thornley underneath it, and stepping run from the centre as he is today.
Poor end to the set from Leeds, but the Dragons on top again, playing the ball at will and shifting and really testing the edges as well as breaking them down in the middle.
Well, if Julian Busquets is a bus, I reckon Benjamin Garcia is a minibus, because he takes some stopping as well.
He does, doesn't he? He's compact. He goes 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds.
Here is Myler now. Myler, looking for Braden Williame, and the centre grimaces because he knows that was potentially another opportunity.
All the joy virtually has been along that left side for Catalan. And the worst thing for Catalan now, with the scoreboard as it is, sometimes the worst thing when your team is on such a roll is that half-time, because the momentum stops. You stop doing the things that you've automatically been doing in the first 40 minutes. You have a time to assess where you are as a team. For Leeds, it'll be a case of fixing up what's going wrong on that right edge. But for the Dragons, their challenge will be to maintain what's worked for them in the first half.
Half-time approaching, a half that Catalan have had the better of, but Leeds have had their opportunities. Here is Mullally now, but he's gone without the ball, and the referee says it was stolen by a Catalan player.
I thought he lost that ball there, Anthony Mullally. He's big and powerful. He's difficult to handle. It's quite awkward when he gets the ball and runs at their opponents.
30 seconds to go into the changing rooms, with a chance to change the complexion of the half-time team talk.
What a great opportunity this is for Leeds just before the half-time. And Ward juggles with the ball and manages to find a way over. What a way to go into half-time. And the referee, Jack Smith, he's had a busy first half, and Stevie Ward celebrates, the Leeds supporters celebrate, and Catalan caught napping there.
Well, there's been a legion of fans travel over to follow the Rhinos, and that was directly in front of most of them. Stevie Ward, this is his 7th appearance of 2017, with all the determination, wrestles that ball free. There could possibly be a question about whether he maintained his grasp and grip on that ball, but not according to the referee and Stevie Ward.
Well, Catalan will be kicking themselves. What a soft try to concede just before half-time. Not taking anything away from Stevie Ward and his speed of thought there.
Well, he's highly thought of in the game, and he had to focus and catch that ball, and that man, Lauren Fraser, will be so disappointed. They had a decent lead of 16 points to 6. They conceded a try right on the hooter. He goes through 4 players, and it just wasn't good enough. And he's had some setbacks, Stevie Ward, in his time, but that was a good try and a relieving try for the Leeds Rhinos.
And can Liam Sutcliffe make this situation even better with this conversion from wide out? The ball on its way, and it's on target. What an end to the first half for the Leeds Rhinos. They leave the field at half-time, and the try in that last minute of the first half, 16-12, the scoreline. No wonder the Rhinos fans are celebrating. Catalan having the better of that first half, but Leeds sticking with it to the end. And in the game at half-time,